It's cool. I'm going to go ahead and check Facebook, make sure everything is showing up over there. And then we'll bring you on screen here, partner. Cool. All right. So now I think it shows you backstage here. There we go. It says the event just started. Cool. All right. Official, bro. We are live. So cool. We'll go ahead and get Keaton up here, guys, real quick. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of honestly kill a little time while everybody starts to jump on and join. But I am very excited for this evening. So first off, welcome students and aspiring nomads. My name is Drew Taylor, and we are excited to have on an awesome guy here tonight. His name's Keaton Nelson. And he's going to share a little bit about his journey of how he went from literally almost broke to building a extremely profitable social media management agency, and is now working with some of the biggest names in the online influencer and business world. So we're going to jump into that here in just a bit. I'm going to just kind of let everyone start hopping on here. If you guys are jumping on live, do me a favor. And this is broadcasting to a few different places, but as you're leaving comments, I kind of want to make sure it's working. Just say hey, or let us know where you're tuning in from. I've got a comment section over here that should be capturing them all from Facebook pages, profile, YouTube, etc. So if you guys will just do me a favor, let me know where you're tuning in from, and we'll make sure that everything is working. But long story short, I'm broadcasting this to multiple different places tonight just to make sure the word gets out. This is going to be another one of our interview series so that you guys can get to know people who have literally taken something that they were passionate about and turned it into a full-time gig. And so perfect. We are seeing it now. We got some highs coming through. And yeah, you guys just let us know where you guys are tuning in from. Drop your city, state, country, doesn't matter. And then we'll get things going. I'm not going to wait too long just because Keaton is an extremely busy guy. So we are very, very thankful to have stolen a little bit of his time tonight, pulling him away from his family. And so we're just going to basically try to mine as much gold from his mind as possible. There it is. We got Winter Haven, Florida. But yeah, we're just going to try to pull as much out of him as possible because he is loaded with value, and we are excited to just kind of get some nuggets as we go along here. So he is, backstage at the moment. So we'll have him on here in just a moment. We got Jesse tuning in from Nashville, Tennessee. Rock and roll. Cool. All right, this is rad. So guys, just a little, tidbit for you guys. So this is actually my first time using StreamYard tonight. Normally we do all these through Zoom, but tonight we're going to do StreamYard because I can just actually broadcast to multiple different places at once. Saves me a lot of time. Normally I would have my iPad up here broadcasting to Instagram and all that jazz. So if you guys need something like this, if you guys are digital entrepreneurs, if you guys need to go live in multiple places at once, check out StreamYard. Seems to be working really well. But that's enough killing time, guys. I'm going to go ahead and open things up here. Looks like we've got a handful of people on at the moment. If you guys are seeing this, say hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And, give us some likes, hearts, all that fun jazz, because we really want to drop as much value tonight as possible. Eva, what's going on? Thank you for jumping on with us here tonight. So, all right, as mentioned, I don't want to take any more time. We want to be just extremely thoughtful of this time we get with Keaton. So without any further delay, I'm going to go ahead and bring Keaton on here, and we'll let him share a little bit more about his journey. So guys, please help me welcome Mr. Keaton Nelson. Heck yes. All right, there we go. Hello from Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome.
Cool.
Awesome. Sweet. Well, we got viewer numbers climbing left and right. So that was enough clearing the space there. Once again, thank you guys all for jumping on with us tonight. Keaton, thank you, sir, for joining us.
Hey, man, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
This is probably like the first interviews I'm having, so to be able to tell my story, appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely, dude. This is the first of many, man. You've got some big stuff going on right now. Your story is incredible. So I'm excited for everybody to hear more about that. We got people saying, "What's up, Keaton?" Very cool. All right. Yeah. If you guys are excited for tonight, drop a 777 in the comments. We can see all these as they come in from all the different places. So it's just as exciting for us as it is for you. So awesome, bro. Well, once again, thank you for joining us. Tonight you were turning in from where in Rhode Island?
So I'm in West Warwick, Rhode Island. Dude, I went to high school over here. And yeah, about 10 minutes from the city. So
10 minutes from the city?
Yeah, Providence, at least an hour from Boston.
All right. At least, yeah, a few of us know where Providence is. So
right, exactly. People don't know where Rhode Island is half the time, but
right. Well, there's work with up there. So
yeah.
Very cool, man. So born and raised Rhode Island. Is that right?
Actually, no, man. We don't have to go through the whole thing, but I was born in New Mexico, and then I moved to Virginia, lived there till like 5th grade. Then I moved to Rhode Island, and I've been here ever since. So
wow, rock and roll, man. Good deal. I'm sure it's quite a contrast, New Mexico to Rhode Island.
Oh, 100. Well, New Mexico, I didn't remember too much. I was only there till I was 2. But Virginia to Rhode Island was just wild. People say wicked up here, and you probably know because you travel all the time. People say different like lingos, and dude, when I came here, I heard people saying wicked. I'm like, what are you talking about?
What's wicked? I don't want anything to do with that.
For sure, man.
Good stuff, man. Well, once again, thank you for joining us. We're going to kind of get into a little bit of your story, guys. As you guys know, here with Digital Nomad University, this is just going to be a simple conversation between a couple friends. You guys get to be a fly on the wall, get to peer into this conversation that we're having. I'm here to, to learn just as much as you guys are here. And so if you do have questions that you would like me to ask Keaton, please feel free to drop them in the comments. We would love to see them. We'd love to just be able to pick his brain. Keaton has built a very successful social media management agency where they're doing everything from, and you'll have to kind of actually give a little bit more of this, but you guys are creating content, you guys are scheduling posts, you guys are working with individuals, companies, etc. Tell us a little bit more about your SMMA.
Yeah, so the way we differentiate from everyone else is we only do organic, right? So we're only creating organic content, the post that you would post yourself for your Instagram or Facebook. We are writing all the captions and doing all like the hashtags and things like that to try and get engagement and getting really good at consistency, right? Every single day we're putting a post up for our clients, or every other day, depending on the package that you got. And then we also do story posts, which for some reason that's been lacking in this industry. A lot of people aren't offering that.
No.
I didn't even know it differentiated myself until I started talking to some of these bigger names and they were pumped that I offered it. But other than that, it's just about creating like really high quality stuff day in, day out. And like literally I just got a message popping up on my side for iMessage from Colton from Jumper Media, and he's saying, dude, the last few posts have been amazing. So like as I'm talking, I'm seeing that come up. One of our posts, but that's
just proof is in the pudding with you, man. That's the biggest thing that I was impressed with is I know that you guys are really getting the ball rolling right now and just launching very quickly. And a big reason for that is just simply because of the quality of work that you guys offer. There's not a whole lot of companies out there that are going to spend the amount of time and dedication and effort into the posts that you guys are creating for your clients. You guys actually care about your clients. You care about how their brand is perceived. You care about the messaging behind that brand. And I was very impressed with the time that we had yesterday just to kind of dig into myself and my brand. The amount of digging you guys do to really figure out what makes us tick as individuals, as entrepreneurs, as company owners. And so, I just want to commend you for that, bro. That's very rare in this space.
I appreciate that. And a lot of it was like when I started this, I just wanted to make the best possible service for my clients.
Yeah.
And in the process of trying to make that happen, it's led to creating add-ons that I didn't know were add-ons, right? Because I didn't really know my competition or anything before all this happened. Dude, I was waiting tables at Red Robin,
crazy,
making $100 in 8 hours on a good night and running around breaking my back,
Oh, absolutely.
So when I tried this, I just tried to make sure all my clients were happy as I started, and I found taking the time to figure out who their target audience is and taking the time to learn like where their pain points are lying and how we could find those solutions. It just made sense, right?
Absolutely. Well, it's very clear, man, that you've kind of taken the time to slow down in order to know what they need, know what to offer, and really hit on those points that not a whole lot of agencies do. So,
for sure.
Now that we're kind of getting into a little bit of your background, man, let's go there real quick, and then we'll kind of head down the path from there. But so you're pretty new to this space. And, have you been an entrepreneur in the past, anything like that? Owned any other businesses?
So right around the time my daughter was born, like about 3.5 years ago, my buddy told me something about drop shipping. I think he'd like mentioned the word, and I didn't know what it was. So I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube.
Yeah.
I ended up selling phone cases or something like that. For like 10 cents on AliExpress. And then I was like, all right, how do I sell it now that I built this Shopify store? And I went crazy on Facebook ads and learning how to do it. I actually got really good. I didn't know how good I was kind of until recently, but I was getting like clicks for 1 to 3 cents to the website.
Wow.
3 years ago, which is still pretty good.
Yeah, if that's targeted, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was unreal. I had all these different split tests and they were all doing this crazy stuff. But it was a blast. The problem I had with that was I had like friends and family buying the product and they weren't receiving it or something happened to it or whatever. And I just
refund. Yeah.
It didn't feel good. You know what I mean? So I shut that down. And then the other thing that could be counted as entrepreneurial is I was at like a Super Bowl party and one of the guys that was there mentioned he was a realtor. I was like, man, can you make some money doing that? And he's like, oh, hell yeah, you can make some money doing that. And he pulls out his phone and hops on his calculator and he starts typing in like 3% of 500,000. I'm like, that's how much you make, man? This is crazy. Dude, a month later, I had my real estate license.
Oh, wow.
and I was like rocking and rolling. But what was interesting was like all these realtors were paying money to like Zillow or all these different lead generation sites. And I was just posting on social media.
Yeah.
Organically. And that was the only way I was making money. It was the only way I was getting leads that are actually buying or selling. So, and no one else was doing it for whatever reason. I'm like looking around, there's like 5,000 realtors in the smallest state in the United States. And no one's doing anything on social media. And if they are, it's like just sold or whatever, but no value, right?
Absolutely.
And so I ended up like hating my life a little bit because I was doing that, waiting tables and trying to make ends meet. So I was working about like 80 hours a week on like a slow week, to be completely honest. Because I get up at 8 and I'd be grinding trying to find business, until 4 o'clock when I had to run into work at the restaurant.
Goodness, man. And with newlywed and a brand new baby.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So, and then driving around in the snow up here is just like nuts. So I ended up becoming like really just unhappy. So I decided maybe I was just taking on too much. I said, I'll put the real estate aside for now. And I can just wait. I knew I could wait tables and pay my bills. Right. And so I decided I was going to do that. And they started offering me like management positions and stuff at a Red Robin. I'm like, that's some solid money, like I could take 50 grand a year, like it's better than what I'm doing now. And it's consistent. And I was really thinking about it for a while. I went through the training and everything. And then my 26th birthday rolls around. And I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I could do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's what I want to do forever.
Or 5 years. That's the other thing. I was like, I don't want to do this for the next 5 years of my life.
Yeah.
I should at least like give something else a shot.
Dude, there's a little key that I'll just like jump in here real quick.
No, absolutely.
Just the thought process of, actually taking the time to slow down, which I'm sure, as you're driving from showing a house to going into, to work, I'm sure that those things are crossing your mind way more than someone who's been doing the same thing every single day for the last 5 years. Right. So in that time, you're actually slowing down enough, even as crazy as your world is, to ask yourself, where am I going to be in 5 years? And, when I'm coaching individuals, that's one of the things that I'm asking them. I really do want them to have, like most people don't know where they're going to be in 3 months, let alone 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Yeah. So I just applaud you for actually thinking that far ahead to make a decision now, or back then, but, in the moment, right. Realize maybe this is not what I want in 5 years.
Yeah, definitely. And I do want to say there's some magic to all this. If you haven't read Think and Grow Rich, like, dude, you got to read it 4 or 5 times before you even have a conversation with anyone. Like, seriously, it'll change your life. Yeah. But I started that when I was in real estate. I started reading a whole bunch of books and listening to there's Tom Ferry, he's a real estate coach, but he's really a business coach. He's teaching you all about marketing and all this type of stuff.
Yeah, do the whole thing.
Yeah. It's kind of a lot like what you're doing, just in a different genre. Yeah, exactly. And so I will say that led to my thought process and how I was thinking about things a whole lot more than anything I could have been doing in a restaurant or at home with my family. So seeking new information is huge. I used to be afraid to spend, I don't know who's listening to this, I'm hoping this resonates with someone. I used to be afraid to spend $10, $15 on a book because it was my last $10, $15, or that was going to make it my short for my car payment or whatever. Dude, that $15 is going to pop up somewhere. Don't stress it. Get the book, plug into audio, because one book can change your life 100%.
Invest in yourself.
Yeah. Anyways, where was I? I was 26, right? Thinking about that stuff. You'll connect with this, Drew. Dude, I was smoking cigarettes, like a pack a day.
Yeah.
Drinking my face off when I got home from work because, dude, I was stressed like crazy.
Absolutely, bro. Just trying to cope.
I'd wake up depleted and everything, but I have a 3-year-old or 2-year-old. I'm waking up at 6 a.m. anyway.
I do it no matter what.
And I just had more caffeine than normal or something, you know what I mean? To get through the day. But I'm thinking about all these ideas that could possibly make enough money. Because I figured I had a problem I needed to solve. I had $50,000 in student loan debt because I went to school for music, and I tried everything or thought of everything that I could do to make money doing music, right? Yeah. And I got really close once, and maybe someone else will run off with this, but group lessons, if you do a 12-week course, $300 for the 12-week course, get 10 students, it's 1 hour a week. You're making some really good money per hour. It's like $300 or $400 an hour, but it's all about marketing and stuff. But anyway, so I thought about that, but I couldn't figure out how it really practically worked. Yeah. So I prayed, dude. I prayed 3 nights straight. I said, God, if you give me an idea that will allow me to provide for my family the way I want to, and gives me enjoyment in my life, so I promise you, when that idea comes in my head, I will act on it. I said, I promise. I prayed. It's probably more than at night. It was just every day that was going on in my head, just praying and praying. And then one day I'm outside, probably in the freezing cold, smoking a cigarette. And I'm like, when I was in real estate, I got all my leads from social media, and no one else was doing it. So what if I could go and pitch? What if I could get 5,000 realtors to give me $100 a month to do their social media? I was like, they need that. They'll pay for that. You know what I mean? If I'm going to generate them business. So I put out the cigarette and I ran upstairs and I started thinking about everything. Since then, I've gotten a lot healthier, but I think that just comes with your mindset gets fixed. I don't smoke. I don't drink. And every once in a while, if I'm out, I'll have a beer when,
Absolutely. But
anyways.
Yeah, but when life becomes exciting and adventure, you know what I mean? We were created by a creator, and we are made in God's image. So I always tell people, we were created to create. I do believe that is how us as humans are happiest. If we're not creating in some sort of artistic form or business or construction or just doing something to bring something new into this third dimension, I think that there is a major lack in our soul, which obviously, God fills that lack, but I think that he inspires us to create as well. So now you've got your hands on something. You don't need those other things, those other vices in order to distract yourself from the real world. You got something that's more exciting.
Well, you don't want something to distract yourself.
No.
You know what I mean? You're like, get that away from me. That's getting in my way.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's weird because when it was a habit, like, and now it's not, I was like, I was like, maybe I'll have a drink with dinner. Dude, I took 2 sips. I'm like, I don't want this anywhere near me. But anyways, yeah. From there, I acted on it, right? Do you want to know more about the whole timeline of things, or like you want to ask?
Go ahead and please tell us, how this idea became a reality.
Yeah. Okay. So here was the issue, right? I was like, how can I create an awesome service that won't take too much of my time, that is affordable for my clients so that they'll get a return on their investment?
Yeah.
And at the time I was thinking kind of small, right? I was like, how could I rush like 30 posts in a month to just get it up there really quick? And how quickly could I do it? And could it actually get a return? It was just like I came up with like $150 or $100 is what I decided upon, right? It's like, I'll do your social media for $100.
All while working 80 hours a week.
By then I was only working 40 at the restaurant, but
okay. Yeah. Thank God. All right.
Good. So I didn't even like go looking for clients. I just made an Instagram. I made a Facebook page, and I started posting every day. And I started seeing, could I gain followers? Could I do this? I got into some like engagement pods, and I started getting some like and stuff. You know what I mean?
Those were the thing back in the day.
And for sure. And I'm just like, but I'm like spending some time, and I'm kind of getting an idea, doing all my market research really without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Checking out all different posts, creating a page aesthetic, copying what other people are doing and trying to make it my own. And then I said one day, I'm just going to ask, I have a buddy who owns a restaurant. I was like, man, would you let me do this for you for free? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Could I, he's a photographer too. And he said, if I didn't own my restaurant right now, I'd be doing exactly what you're doing. Because at that point, before that, like the whole week leading up to that, I was like, I could just throw away this idea. You know what I mean? It's just another idea that was just like all the other ones I didn't actually.
Trying to discourage you from actually moving forward.
And it was vicious, man. Like to a point, like from the second I put the keys in the ignition, like up until then, I wasn't going to go ask him.
Yeah.
And then once I finally did, he was so excited about me starting a journey like that. And he said 100% he'll let me do it. And a little blessing in disguise. He's a busy guy. He's a business owner like everyone else.
Absolutely.
He didn't end up following through.
No way.
No, but it was amazing.
Okay.
Because what it did was give me the confidence to go out and, because I was afraid just to give it to someone for free.
Yeah.
And I shit you not, dude. I had like $27 in my bank account. And because I'm like making these posts for Instagram and everything, I went on Canva and I liked a couple of posts that I made. And I put like $99 for social media management or something like that. And I printed out these big square like flyers, like as if it was a social media post, right?
Yeah.
And I went out and I knocked on about like 30. Well, I didn't knock, right? I walked in to 30 different businesses, and I ran up and said, "Here you go."
Bye.
Yeah, basically, I'll do that for you if you want. Okay, bye. And I ran, and I did that it was a freezing cold, like rainy day, but I was just like, I'm going to do it. Cause if I don't do it, nothing's going to happen.
Amen.
And I remember my mother was watching my daughter, and I went to go pick her up, and I'm just talking about my day and how I'm kind of trying this new thing and or whatever, and you know, playing with my daughter, and I get a phone call from this like weird number. It was like a Connecticut number or something like that, out of state, and I ignored it because I've been getting election calls and stuff, dude.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
dude. It was just like a bad time anyway. And then I listened to the voicemail, and it was my first client. He goes, "Hey man, I own 4 CBD stores in the area, and you dropped off one of your flyers with one of my managers, took a picture of it and sent it over. Give me a call." So wow. I bring my daughter down to the car. I think it's like pitch black outside, freezing cold, raining. I keep my daughter in the warm car just because she's loud. Like, I'm trying to make my first business phone call.
Oh yeah.
I'm freezing outside and talking to the owner, and I'm basically like, "Yeah, I'll do it for you. I'd be happy to." He's like, "Oh well, I'm using someone right now." He's like, he's charging me $600, but he's kind of not doing everything that I want him to do. I'm like, "Well, what do you want him to do?" Right?
Yep.
Like, I'll do that. No problem.
Promise. Yes.
Yeah, got it. I'll tell you what. I'll do it. He's doing it for $600. I'll do it for $400.
Boom. Sold.
Basically, yeah. Then he's like, "All right, let's get a call." And, dude, I had my FaceTime on my laptop and was just having a conversation with him.
Wow.
And he asked me a bunch of questions, basically like, "What makes you think you could do this?" I said I was a realtor, and that's how I got all my leads. He's like, "I'll give you a shot." And he sent me $400 on a PayPal, which, you know, like I sent him an invoice. And he was pumped with the work within like 2 weeks. He gave me another, actually, he probably gave me another $2,000 that month for like other odd jobs because he was so happy with what I was doing. It wasn't social media management, but dude, I'll tell you what, it changed my life. When I figured out I could sit down, hopefully he doesn't watch this, but like when I figured out I could sit down for 15 minutes and make $500, I was blown. My mind was blown.
Absolutely, bro.
You know, at the same time I was making him $1,500. So you know what I mean? Like it wasn't a lose-lose for anyone.
Yeah.
You know, but that was huge. And then this CBD store happens to have like 650 stores, and they all have their own social media account.
Yeah.
So he sent out a group chat for me because I was doing an awesome job a couple months later, and I got like 9 phone calls, or probably it was 12 phone calls. I closed 9 of them. No. Yeah. Good. So there's a bunch of referrals
from there.
Yeah. And so, dude, I'm doing this out of my living room. But I also thought it was so awesome because like I'm like sitting on my couch making $2,000, and then I'd go into Red Robin and make a couple extra bucks or whatever, and be pumped. But you know what the crazy part was is like the managers and people, all these people I thought were my friends at the time at the job. Yeah. Were like, "Dude, you're never gonna be able to do that. You're never gonna, like, why would anyone pay you to do that?" Or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I got so excited when I made the first $400. I was like, "Dude, you can't believe this." And they're like, "Oh, all right, whatever. We'll see if it sticks." You know? And then like, "Oh man, I just got another payment for $700." And they're like, real. And then I could see it flip. Like it was almost like, I don't want to say like jealousy, but it was like, I don't know. They couldn't believe that it was real, but I can understand that because I probably wouldn't have believed it either on the other side.
You probably would have been hating.
Yeah, dude, I would have like,
all right, I don't understand how it works, but go get it, bro.
Yeah. And yeah, it kind of just snowballed quite a bit. Yeah. But which caused me to like reach a point where I was working about 20 hours a week, just doing it all by myself. Yeah. All these different clients. I got a few realtors. I got a few, you know, different types of clients, construction companies and things like that. And I was figuring out like, dude, I can't just keep making a post every day and putting it up there. This isn't going to survive. Right. So I put pause on taking on new clients, which if someone's in this process right now, this is worth more than $1 million. This is worth more than $1 billion. You need to create systems and processes.
Boom. Yep.
It's the only reason I've gotten through a 30-minute conversation with some of these huge CEOs. Like, I talked to 3 of them today, and I can't believe I'm on the phone with these guys. Like, I feel like I should be talking to their assistants. It's just a mindset thing. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Even Drew, like talking to you is amazing. Being on here is amazing to me. Because this was, keep in mind, guys, this was in February.
Yeah.
When I had the idea. I got my first payment on February 24th.
Wild, man.
Yeah.
You just snowballed so fast, which kind of leads me into, go ahead, but I'd love to get into like how you've scaled to this point and then moving forward as well.
Yeah. So systems, that's like number one. You got to figure out, it's the same problem from the beginning, right? How can I do this efficiently, effectively, and get them an ROI, right? Yeah. It's the efficiency part that just needs to be ironed out.
Yeah.
And number 2, I'm going to steal this from Brad Lee, if you guys don't already follow him, but basically, all right, Drew, you only have 24 hours in your day, right?
Yep.
Could you get 50 hours tomorrow?
Nope.
Could you get 80 hours the next day?
Stuck at the same 24.
All right. So I can get you 50 hours any day of the week.
Boom. There we go.
Hire an employee, right? You already knew where it was going.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But basically, like, as soon as I had enough money, so I knew what my bills were being paid, because I was already broke. Like, I was okay living broke. And I still kind of am. Like, if I need to like dump a bunch of money in marketing or hire 10 employees and get them onboarded and trained, like, I don't care.
Yeah, at this point, you're just rolling it in, man. You're investing in yourself, investing in your business, but also investing in your future and the future of your company. So it's that whatever it takes mentality.
Yep. So systems and employees. You get those employees on the systems, and if you're really good, you can get the employees to make the systems for you.
Absolutely. Gotta find the right ones. So valuable. Yes.
So if you have questions, I'd love to dig into some more stuff.
Yeah, guys. As we're having this conversation, like I said, you guys are just kind of a fly on the wall, getting to tune in and listen to a conversation. Keaton and I have, talked a couple times now, but we haven't really gone this deep. So you guys are really getting to see this firsthand. I'm going to be asking him questions that I would like to know as well. I used to have a social media management agency, so I love this space. I love diving deep, and I love to know what's working now as well. Some people on this, watching this call tonight might have a social media management agency. They might have questions. So if you guys have questions, whether it regards entrepreneurship, owning a social media management agency, or anything, specifically about Keaton, which he's not single. All right. Happily married. You can't ask that one. But outside of that, please feel free to drop in the question or in the comments question box there, and we'll get an ask. And if anything, do us a favor, give this thing a like, heart it. Looks like a bunch of you guys have already. So thank you for that. But yeah, man, let's, I guess, kind of jump into, now that we're about a little over halfway through this thing, I'd love to kind of start asking, as we wait for some questions to roll in, just ask. So you kind of told us your secret to scaling, right? Now, what is, what's the future of the brand for you, right? Like I said, I like to ask people, what do you got going on a year from now, 5 years, et cetera. So let's hear it.
Yeah. So that's a wild question for me because I started in February, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, I would say I'm going to stick with this 10X thing because it seems to work.
Yeah.
Grant Cardone's 10X book. I'm not 100% sold on it yet because I haven't reached my date where I said I was going to make this thing happen.
Yep.
But when I set this goal for I wanted to have $10,000 in the bank and 100 clients, right? So 10X says I should 10X it, right? I said, all right, I want 1,000 clients and 100 grand in the bank.
Yep.
Okay. So I wrote that down. I've been writing it down every day, 2 times a day, morning and night for God knows how long, on top of some things with my family and things I want for my personal life, which is by far more important. Money is definitely not everything, but it allows you to provide for those people, right?
100%.
So things that I never would have dreamed of have happened, which I don't know if they would have if I didn't start thinking that much bigger. You know? So if that's my goal, to have 1,000 clients with my price point, the revenue would be like almost 600 grand a month by January 1st. If I did that.
That's incredible, man. And you said that was by when?
January 1st.
Boom.
January 1st.
Great goal, man.
Yeah, I mean, exponentially, it looks like it's going that way. Like as far as the past few weeks have been, man.
I can only imagine.
And so I would say, I mean, 5 years from now, honestly, if I'm being like completely honest, I do not think that Instagram and Facebook is going to last as long as everyone thinks it's going to.
Woo, that's bold.
I don't. Well, there's a few things happening, and it's just history repeats itself, and it just happens quicker in the digital age. Like, they want you to pay for ads and stuff like that. And then on top of it, you got to think about how many people are producing the same amount of content that I'm producing for all my clients.
Yeah.
But, it's just supply and demand, right? There's so much supply of content on Facebook and Instagram that the demand can never meet it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So first of all, that means like you got to be amazing. The content that you got to be putting out has to be incredible to stand out, right? Yeah. But I think that LinkedIn is going to get a whole lot of stuff like Gary Vee's been saying for the past like few months, because it's where Facebook was before. I 100% agree. Yeah. I don't have a system or plan yet for that, but that's where I'm going in the next like month or two. As soon as I have like 100% of the client work off me, like onboarding and sales calls and stuff like that with employees, I'm going to be headed into R&D, research and development, for all of like my services. I tell you this, I like to think of services as products, right? Yeah, we're going to make a perfect packaged product.
Yep. Presentation is everything.
Yeah.
And yes, I'll just throw this out there. Let's chat after this. And when it comes to LinkedIn, I've got a few hacks up my sleeve that I can send your way. Yeah. That's where you're headed, man. I know a few steps past where people are currently, especially when it comes to the SMMA space. Right. And so, yeah, we'll chat about that later.
Cool. And that's it, dude, right there. Gold is relationships.
100%.
Dude.
It's not what you know.
Get rid of the bad ones and search for guys like Drew, or guys that like, or when it comes to you, let it happen. That's what happened with me. This was the big blow up of my company was a DM from a CEO of a big, media agency.
Yep.
And I could have thought it was spam. I could have thought it was, I could have just ignored it.
You just got to be tuned into those opportunities. So many people around, are walking around with such a pessimistic view of life of, if an opportunity is presented to them, it's got to be a scam, must be a pyramid, all these other things. But if somebody is handing me an opportunity, I will always look at it. I don't care how busy I am, and people who know me really well, they know that I have, shiny object syndrome. It's not going to pull me off of my top 3 things, but I'm at least going to slow down enough to take a peek because, everyone says is, this once in a lifetime opportunity. Well, in my world, those things come up once a week because I am open to them. And so that is just, a little pro tip for you guys. If you want those opportunities to come, you better stop pushing them away when they do. So keep your mind open and, just allow those things, just hear them out. You don't have to say yes, just keep it open. So, all right, I'm going to jump into this right here. Brady asked his question, which is what keeps you motivated, which is a great question because you're getting to the point where you're super swamped right now, bro. And you're still obviously as fired up as ever about your company. So hit it, bro.
Routine has been really big for me. But I think it also comes from like, I didn't really have a routine because everything was so crazy before all of this. The fact that I could get a 9 to 5 was like, yes, I can be done by 5 and go spend time with my family.
Totally.
So every morning I wake up at 5 in the morning, at least Monday through Friday, and I go to the gym, and drinking like a ton of water. Like, it's weird, but it's like, dude, if you're not eating right, sleeping right, and like taking care of your body and your temple, like, dude, I gotta lose this weight, man. Like, it's not gonna be healthy for me.
You stay on that schedule, bro. There's no doubt about it. You know what I mean? It's just that consistency.
For sure. So that's really, really, really big. Keeps me motivated. And then like, now that I'm not working for any other company, now that I'm not with a restaurant or anything like that, like, this is my income, dude. I gotta provide for my family. You know what I mean?
For real.
If I didn't get up every single day and do that, I would feel like it beyond a loser.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's a double-edged side to that sword where you don't want it cutting into your family life. And
Amen.
I'm speaking from experience because it's like, it's a daily battle. Like, even today, I was like nervous for this interview, and I'm hopping on my phone out of a dinner time for no reason, just because I'm anxious. You know what I mean? And
Totally.
Like, I look for some work, because once you get into work, you start loving it like so much. So either way,
it's dangerous.
It's dangerous. It's a double-edged sword, because the motivation is not the issue anymore.
Yeah. Agreed, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. So I guess to summarize that, what is it that keeps you motivated?
What keeps me motivated? Number one's got to be like providing for my family. I saw that he had a picture with a kid on his thing. So it's knowing that you can provide a better life for your family is just got to be awesome.
Yes, sir. Guys, as we're continuing on here, if you guys have questions for Keaton while we have him, please feel free to drop them in the comment section. We will get to them, and because we're getting to the point where we're going to start wrapping up so we can let him get back to his family. So once again, thank you for jumping on here tonight, brother, and just sharing with people, especially right now in this day and age, this climate of the world, especially the U.S. Things are uncertain. You know what I mean? The American dream is all but dead at this point. And so to be able to go out and do something for yourself and provide a way, in a space where it is extremely needed is huge. So kudos to you. And I know that you're inspiring a lot of people, especially all the people who are going to be watching this on the replay. If you guys are watching this on the replay, just give me a hashtag replay so we kind of know who is live and who's on the replay. I know they're going to be ecstatic. So there we go. We got Jonathan and Chuck and Douglas. Thank you guys for jumping on. We do have another question here from Jesse, who says, I have an agency and I'm having some trouble balancing my vision for a company's brand versus what they think is best. How do you stay true to you, or do you always try to please the client?
Well, that's a great question.
That is a deep question.
Fantastic question. There's a balance, right? So I have standards and basic processes that I and I'll give you like the nitty gritty, right? On Tuesdays at 5, we have to have the content made. Wednesdays, we have to have the captions ready. Thursdays, it's got to be scheduled, right?
Clockwork.
But we have clients that have things that pop up out of nowhere. So we have an option for them to have like a last minute post request. And we're always going to honor that. We have like, you're only supposed to have 5. But man, I want to make sure the client's happy. And then at the same time, it's their money. Right?
Yeah.
I have clients that I know what we're doing is not going to get them an ROI. I've told them 5, 6, 7 times, but this is what they want. And if that's how they want to spend their money, that's their choice. Yep. And I'm not going to not take the business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can tell them other cases where the other side works. But
yeah. That's good, man. No, that's really good. Because it's like, why fight someone? And I've had conversations. Told you, the reason why I left the management agency is because we just got tired of dealing with clients who were telling us how to do our job. And And, we would plan for a $1,500 a month ad budget just for Facebook ads for a minimum of 90 days before we'd ever promise any ROI. And a month into it, they'd be like, well, we're not seeing what we want to see, so let's scale our ad budget back. Or, all these other things. And we're like, you guys, this is why we signed a contract, so that we could continue this. And what do you know, 3 months later, everything starts to hit. But we had to fight for it. And that was already what was talked about. So it sounds like you're really good about, just holding your ground as far as this isn't going to work. But if this is what you want, then I'm washing my hands of it. It's on you. We'll do what you want. So, I guess, yeah, that's a great way to respond to that question. Jesse, I hope that helps. And, helps you understand how to kind of work with some of your clients as well.
Yeah. I would like to toss out a couple tools that I didn't know about until the last month,
Yeah, we love tools.
If you haven't already, I was using QuickBooks. Hop off that crap and get on Stripe and Moonclerk. It will change your life and make your life so much simpler as far as just taking payments and stuff. Yep. If you haven't started a business, start with that. Okay, great, Jesse. That's awesome.
Boom.
I'm happy to help. This is amazing. But yeah, so Stripe and Moonclerk is amazing, and Fiverr. If you're willing to search, man, I've got much rough. Little quick anecdote, if you don't mind.
Yeah, please.
I got a guy to design a logo for me for $5, and now he's doing all of the graphics, a lot of graphics for my personal company, not for my clients, but for us, and some of these bigger names that we've talked about as well. He's and he's in Pakistan, killing it.
Bro, I love it, dude.
Yeah, so if you're willing to search and spend a little bit of money, Fiverr will change your life.
It will, absolutely. And for those who aren't familiar with Fiverr, it's a website, fiverr.com, where you can find people to do just about anything for $5 and above, right? It starts at $5 and above. Everything from designing logos to editing videos to building websites, creating a business card. Writing articles, you name it. It's an incredible site. I used to, and still do use it here and there, but I used to use it all the time. We used to have a vape company that myself and a couple of buddies started, and we had this girl, and this was 5-6 years ago at least, and we had this one girl who would create these commercial videos, kind of intro to a video, and she would skate around on roller skates and very skimpy outfit, and she said our kind of our tagline. Yeah. And so we were using that on the front of some of our videos and on Instagram and everything else, and it looks super professional. So I will give her that. She definitely knew what she was doing, but we paid $5 for that, and we used it so many times. So yeah, I'm an advocate for Fiverr. Absolutely love it. So yeah, that's a great tool to throw in there.
Yeah. Well, those three will get you going, guys, without a doubt. Thanks.
Chucky the man, thank you. Ava says thank you.
Thank you, Ava.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we are coming to the last quarter of the hour here. If you guys have questions, let's go ahead and get through them so we can let Keaton get on with his evening. I did actually have a couple of other questions I was going to jump into.
Please.
So, we kind of talked about where you were, where you are, where you're going. Now you've kind of given a little bit of advice, but and this doesn't necessarily have to be specific to an SMMA, but when it comes to entrepreneurship and actually going out and doing something you've never done, right? Doing something for the first time is a little scary. What is one piece of advice that you would give to the people watching this and on the replay in regards to going out there and just doing it?
Know that it's scary, right? It's terrifying. No matter what. And know that money, if you're an employee already, money's always going to be coming back to you. Don't overvalue money. Knowledge is worth a whole lot more. Like I said, with books, and there's free knowledge on podcasts and YouTubes and stuff like that. I read about 2 to 3 books a week, and I say read. I just have it in my car when I'm driving on audio, and I get so much out of every single one. I feel like it's just like a little metamorphosis inside. So know that it's scary. Don't weigh the money too much, right? Spend the $15, spend the $30, because you'll be able to get it back. Don't worry about it. Spend the 300, spend the 1,800. You'll get it back. Don't worry. Even if it's not from that investment, you'll get the money back. Don't worry about it.
Dude, it's people call it karma these days, but it's a biblical principle of sowing and reaping. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you're sowing into something, there will be something that you harvest. You will reap a harvest at some point. And so I can tell you, just like you, man, there was times, I mean, I've spent tens of thousands of dollars over the years investing into my education, learning from people who are way further along than I am, reading books, audiobooks, going through courses, going to different conferences, you name it. I mean, literally probably the equivalent, and here's the crazy part is, the equivalent of maybe 1 year's worth of school at a really nice university.
Yes, I talk about this all the time.
And I don't know about you, but yeah, straight up college dropout. I made it, a whopping semester. And then I was done.
Dude, I did 8 years, man.
Whoa.
I had semesters off and stuff, but like I did 8 years of just like screwing around. So it's like $50,000 debt for nothing.
Well, now we know why you're so successful. All those years in school, brother. To not use it, of course. That's how it works.
That's it. This made me think.
Yeah.
This is the best #1 piece of advice. I have a post on my Instagram about it. My personal experience. If you don't quit, you're gonna win.
Boom. Yeah. Amen.
If I didn't quit drop shipping, like I talked about in the beginning,
yeah,
just tried to figure out a way to make it work where I found a better dealer, I would have probably been making way more money than I'm making right now. If I didn't quit real estate, I'd probably be making more money than I'm making right now.
Oof, dude, preach.
So that was the commitment I made with God when I was praying for this idea. I said that this idea I won't quit on. I'm gonna stick with it. How hard it is, and dude, it's been hard. There's been times where I didn't know how I was gonna either make payroll or get food on the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, luckily it started over, but I could have quit right then. There's a million times I could have quit since February.
Absolutely, bro. So always an excuse, always a reason. But when you actually decide something, right, and you are definite in your decision, that's when the magic happens. Is when you know you're not going to quit. Yeah. And we've talked about, I trade in the Forex market or whatnot. There was a decision, along the way where it was just like, I'm going to stick in this and figure it out until I am a proficient and successful trader. Mm-hmm. And at that point, things started clicking so fast, and became profitable and all these other things. So no matter what you're doing, right, and you can be proficient in many, many things, but, there is the rule of, really the rule of 3. You can only work on 3 things successfully at once, but you can only move one thing forward at Mach speed at a time. So you can really only focus on one thing. So focus on that one thing, get it moving forward, make the decision not to quit, and then, get your 10,000 hours and then move on to something else when the time is right. So yeah, dude, that is great advice.
Thanks, brother.
All right. We got another one here from Brady. Do you feel like cleaning your lifestyle up helped you generate your success?
Awesome. This is really interesting. It's going to sound so bad because I want to give like the right answer, but it's not.
Yeah.
The other way around. The success made me not want to have the dirt in my life.
Yeah, it's good.
Like I was doing things that were just so enjoyable that like seriously, we talked at the beginning, man. Like a cigarette would make me feel so bad and take me away from all the things that are making me so happy.
Dang.
Being hungover and trying to wake up at 5. Dude, I go to bed excited to wake up tomorrow because I get to go to the gym.
Dude,
I'm like
mindset shift.
Yeah. So that's what happens. Like, it's not it's not like, oh, I'll get rid of the drinks and then I'll want to go to the gym. No,
Right.
I'll go to the gym because then I'm not going to want the drinks, or I'm not going to want the crappy fast food because
you don't want to undo all your hard work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That's it. So, and I never thought about it like that. So thanks for the question, Brady. Thank you very much.
Heck yeah, Brady. Good to see you, bro. We need to catch up here soon. All right. Ava says mindset. That's true, man. Do you know, if there was one one thing in particular that made that mindset shift for you, or there was, just anything specific that really helped you switch over from this kind of sick mindset, this degrading mindset, to an improving, positive, always growing mindset?
I'm going to give a shout out to someone who, she deserves it. She may not be in the price range for everyone, but she does have a free 30-minute consultation.
Yeah.
She wasn't in my price range, but she made it work with me. Her name is Brittany Droz. She's a business coach. Right, the first week that I hired my first employee, I was overwhelmed as hell. I didn't even have a job description for them. I was trying to make up new things that we could offer our clients for her to do so I could continue doing stuff. It was just a mess. I was like going nuts. So I found her, and she was like way, way, way out of my price range. But she was willing to figure out something that worked.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the one who said, all right, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go. She's like, this is what your schedule looks like now. You go to the gym at 5 a.m. You do this now. You do that, or whatever. And that was really like huge mindset thing when you have someone who's looking outside, looking in,
Absolutely. And did she create the plan for you, or did you guys kind of simultaneously?
Together.
Awesome.
Drew I haven't had a coaching session with him yet, and I plan to, because I see the value in it. And dude, what she charged that I couldn't afford, I've already made tenfold. Probably last week, to be honest.
Incredible. So good, bro.
Yeah.
Well, good stuff, y'all. We're gonna start closing this thing down. If you guys have any last-minute questions, please feel free to drop them. We have taken enough of Keaton's time, but a lot of you guys have stuck on for this entire call, so thank you guys for that. I know you guys are getting a ton of value out of it. We obviously hope that you can apply this in your life and your business, because there are nuggets being dropped for every area. So yeah, bro, just spitting fire tonight. And I know this is obviously one of your first interviews since really starting to crush it, in your business. But you know your stuff. You know what I mean? You know what you're doing. You can talk about it easily because you're not just saying I built this and you don't really have your hand in it. You know what I mean? Like, you are in every single you are at the pulse of the business, and that's why you find good people, because you're not going to give up your baby just to anybody. You know what I mean? You're going to find people who really fit the mold.
Yeah, absolutely. I really appreciate those kind words. Seriously. Thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Like I said, if I find someone I'm impressed with, I want to have them on, because people need to hear their story. Because this is, there's a lot of fly-by-night entrepreneurs out there. The people who don't really stick with it. They might be able to make a big splash in the beginning, but the ones who actually stick through it and figure out how to take care of issues and, like overcome, that's a real entrepreneur right there.
Yep. Just don't quit. Decide you're not going to quit, right?
Don't quit.
I want to throw this out there. If anyone, dude, I check my DMs. If you want to DM me, you got questions that pops up later, I'll probably answer it tomorrow. It's no big deal. And if you want to set up a time to chat, I had a lot of people that did not need to help me along this way that did. And so I want to kind of pay it forward as much as possible. So if there's anything I could do to help you guys out, please let me know.
That's a common theme, bro. The more successful somebody is, the more they want to help people. It's incredible. And obviously that's not the rule. But at the same time, but that is a lot of the times, how it works, right? The more, as I was growing, there was people who really fed into me, sowed into me and helped me get to where I am. And then I want to do the same thing. That's obviously why I became a coach. Is I want to see people hit the same levels I have and way, way beyond, because they have the potential. You know what I mean? Like if if I could have had myself sewing into me 10, 15 years ago, man, think about where we would be. You know what I mean? It's insane. So that really does lead me into the last section here is, Keaton, you know, how can people get a hold of you if they have a business or they're an influencer or they're a coach, et cetera? How can they get, you know, involved with your services? What's the best way for them to do that? You know, if they want to move forward?
Yeah, definitely. So if you want to just reach out to me personally, my handle on Instagram is probably the best. It's at Mr. Mr. Keaton Nelson, KeatonNelson. You can check out my company's website. It's the biggest thing I wanted to have some transparency of what we do. I hated going on to people's websites and being like, I don't know how much this stuff costs or like what they really do. I don't want to have to get on an hour phone call and be sold to. So I've made it very clear of what we offer, how much it costs. We got discounts available. We can make a custom package if, like, let's say you only want us to put up story posts. We can do that for you. You know what I mean? Or whatever it happens to. We can build something for your budget and your needs. But that website is Go Ava. It's pmmarketing.co, not .com. pmmarketing.co. Yeah, absolutely, Brady. I'd love to connect with you too, man. That'd be a great place to go on. Even if you just want to drop something in the contact form, I'll get back to you and we can schedule a time to talk about your business. And I'm passionate about not selling unless I know I can get you an ROI.
Yeah.
You know, like, dude, I've had so many people come to me and they're like, this is my business, this is that. I'm like, you're doing a great job managing your content. How about you keep doing that? Maybe, and then I might connect you with like someone like Jumper who can grow your account like crazy.
Yeah.
Like, get you a discount over there or something. So, I'm very accessible. My schedule has been kind of wacky lately. There's a first week where literally there wasn't a half an hour slot open. So,
wow. Did well.
It was wild.
Thank you so much for squeezing this in, bro. This has been incredible. Thank you guys who have all stuck on this entire time. We hope you got some value. I'm sure that you did. I did, absolutely. So, bro, I'd love to, obviously, you know, we'll stay in touch for sure, but here in the next few months, when things slow down a little bit, have you back on, have a little update. I know that you will be even further along, even different mindset, and there's going to be even more that you can share at that point. So let's definitely get that on the books here eventually. For sure, man. You got to come on BYOB, Build Your Own Business podcast, if you guys haven't checked it out already. So we'll get you on. All right, man. Rock and roll. All right, brother. Have a great night. Absolutely, dude. Take care, and we'll see y'all next time. And if I can hit the button, there we go.